couple days ago, a man told me something that was super triggering for me. Now, if you are like me and you're a female CEO who has built and run multiple businesses and is really excited to kind of shift into a different way of engaging in the business world. So for me, the way that I built my first $1 million business by the age of 30 was by hustle culture. So prescribing to all the things that we are taught about success. You have to put in the long hours. You have to chase down everything that you want. You have to have super logical, focused, strategic plans and follow all the action steps. And even if you don't feel like doing it, you have to show up and do it. And it worked. It did, until the cost of that caused me to faceplant from chronic stress at the age of 35 with 2 children under 4 and feel completely disoriented and go into a major early midlife crisis. Now I am engaging in the business world from a feminine perspective, from an energetic perspective, and utilizing the laws of the universe to support what I do. And so it's interesting because as I go out and engage in the business world, as per usual, instead of me engaging in the world that I used to run in with a lot of business logic and a lot of strategic emphasis and sort of downplaying how shitty sometimes entrepreneurship is, as if it's so amazing to have this warrior energy 24/7 with no rest. It's really interesting to hear people interact with me and see what triggers them. And recently I had a man in my life tell me, Peyton, I think you're delusional. Like, I get in conversations with men all the time and I go, you know what? The way in which the male world, masculine world operates in business might work for you, but there is another way, and there is a way that is far more easeful, far more fun, far more in flow, far more aligned with your doing what lights you up and not doing it just because it's step 25 of a 26-step process. Literally waiting to see when you're ready to engage in the world and knowing that the intention and the energy behind what you put into the world is probably more important than the words you say, the SEO strategy that you have, etc. And people honestly think I'm crazy. Not everybody does. There's like a secret society around the business community of females that understands that the feminine energy of engaging in the business world could radically change the way that we do business. And it feels like this secret. And I don't want it to be a secret. I think there are too many women drowning out there trying to figure out how to make it work. And they're going against their innate nature. Everything about them that was programmed to succeed, they're fighting against simply because business has traditionally been more of a masculine energy and done in masculine ways. And whether you're female identifying or not, all of us have the polarity of masculine, feminine energy in us. And what I want to dive into, especially on my platforms, is how do women uniquely succeed? So here's what this dude said that pissed me off. He said, who do you have as examples of women who have been super successful with this? Like, give me the list of names. And I don't know about you, but when you perceive someone asking you a question, but not actually wanting any of your answers, it almost doesn't mean that I want to really talk to them too much about it. I'm just like, well, obviously you don't think there are any women. But he got really agitated and he said, you know, who do you see out there who hasn't sacrificed their marriage? Who do you see out there who has actually good relationships with their children? Who do you see out there who's actually made a lot of money and is doing things that they really, really love all at the same time without losing a sense of themselves? And I truly feel like that is one of the biggest lies that we as women are told to get us to think we're batshit crazy for going after a variety of success that comes from a deep sense of soul and energy alignment that lights us up from the inside. And so I reject that perspective because here's what I think. How many decades ago would people have said you'd be insane to think that you could stay at home in your pajamas and make multiple 6 figures by talking at a device that's this size? Insane. We've been like, that's actually crazy. You can't have a business unless it's brick and mortar. now we have a totally different perspective. You know, there's so many examples of things that sounded absolutely insane years ago. Like, remember when you had to convince business owners that they had to have a website, and they were like, no, like, I have a storefront. People will drive, they will pick out the yellow pages. Remember those? And if I'm not in the yellow pages, it's not a real business. We are standing in, I believe, in the cusp of business where there will be a marked shift in the way that we engage with business, where we will not be forcing ourselves with a fourth cup of coffee to artificially create enough energy to stay with the 100th thing we have to get done in that day, as if that's going to yield us the ultimate results, when we're going to actually shift into a space of, I'm going to take care of myself, get really good solid energy, and from a place of love, conviction, and passion, I am going to create from the outpouring of my authentic energy, and I'm going to put good shit out there in the world, and I am going to do amazing things, and people are going to be attracted to me. I don't have to chase them. And so to me, one of the biggest things holding women back, specifically if you are an entrepreneur or wanting to be an entrepreneur and you're not sure how to engage in it because you look at people killing themselves, acting like it's fun when it's not, and you're going, what's the difference? Like, what's the missing piece? The biggest lie holding us back is that there aren't enough of us out there pioneering that this is what's happening for us. But everybody who studies the laws of the universe knows this shit is as real as gravity, as predictable as gravity is to drop an object to the ground. It is also predictable that when you go out in the world with really good, clean, vibrant energy, it is so fucking attractive. People, opportunities, and business flocks to you. And so your energy, cultivating your energy, getting into vibrational alignment, understanding how the universe works so that you can work with it and stop fighting against it in the old paradigm, will become the new way of doing business. And if this is sounding intriguing to you and you're curious about how this could work for you, book a free call with me. I love jumping on calls with people and seeing how I can support, what resources there are at my disposal to share. And if it's right, I'll make an offer to work and partner with me one-on-one. And if it's not, I'll still enjoy connecting heart to heart with another human.